Hi, and welcome to the Confidence Couch. I'm your host, Julia Dickinson, and each week I answer your questions in the hope that you find the confidence you need to make a difference in your life. Well, here we are back again. Welcome back to the Confidence Couch, episode 2. So if you're watching this and you're returning, massive thank you for supporting my passion project, stepping out into the world with my voice. So thank you. I'm grateful that it's resonated. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. This is a Q&A format. So along the lines of our last episode, stepping into yourself and getting that little bit of confidence and getting that little bit of bravery and then getting frightened and going back into your shell. So today's question from Beth in New South Wales, who's 52, why just when you think you've come so far, can your newfound confidence be so easily rocked to the core by the simplest of things? For example, the voice of your mother questioning your new self, or even just being around your extended family that you may not have seen for a long time. And how do you change your own reaction not to be so affected by this? Another amazing question, and another question that I think just about everybody who's watching this can relate to. When we begin to feel a little more confidence, or we get that little burst of bravery, you may remember from the last episode we talked about the confidence muscle, and that confidence is like a muscle that needs to be practiced and exercised and used over and over until it starts to become comfortable and starts to become a part of how you just are. So it's easy when we've had this identity for a long time to get around our family, and then they're like, well, why are you acting like this? Why, who are you? You're not who I need you to be, because when you change, that makes me feel a little unsettled. And what's that saying about me? So then it becomes this attack or judgment or perceived judgment of who you are now trying to be. It's unsettling for them. So it's less about your necessarily having stepped into your confidence and you are trying on this new identity, feeling better about yourself, feeling more sure about who you are. That's the part you need to trust. That's the connection to yourself. The other stuff is external, and I totally get it, totally 100% get it, because none of us are immune from it. We just have to have the right tools and the right ways of dealing with it to sort of combat that. And one of the ways that you can do that is, as I said, when you're in that situation and you're there feeling terrific, feeling great because you found this new part of yourself that you really like, and then all of a sudden somebody who you have had this relationship all of your life, there's a whole load of attachment and expectation on both sides probably, that you then become vulnerable to the judgment or to the reaction of your new self. But if you look at it and go, that's okay that I've unsettled you. I've unsettled you with my new self, and that's okay. I get that. I have compassion for your reaction. And it doesn't mean that you need to take it on. And it will rattle you and it will rock you until you revisit that part of you that feels strong and confident in this new identity and this newfound confidence. Settle back in with that and know that you are going to ruffle feathers. You are going to meet with resistance from family. I know myself when I began to just set personal boundaries with different relationships around me, and knowing myself better has been a godsend, and exercising that. And it doesn't feel comfortable at first. It feels terrible. It feels like you're being horrible, and that's okay, because if your intention is pure and your intention, there's a great saying that someone said to me quite some time ago, but it really stuck with me, is that it's always assume good intent until someone proves you wrong, and that goes for yourself as well. Always assume there's good intention in your actions, and be honest with yourself if there's not. Check yourself. But if you're coming from a place of love and you're being truthful with yourself, feeling good, feeling confident, then when you're met with that resistance, you take a deep breath. You have compassion because your change has unsettled someone else, and it may have brought stuff up for them. You don't know. But again, it's that boundary and going, no, you know what? I'm feeling good about this decision. I'm feeling good about who I am, and go back to that. And understand that it's perfectly normal for people who've known you for a long time to be a little, oh, what's going on here? So, they'll get used to it. It's change. Nobody really likes change, especially when it's thrust upon you and it's not your decision. So, have kindness and compassion for other people's reactions. And if anybody else has anything to add to help Beth, we all have different ways of looking at things. So I'm sure that anybody else watching, maybe you can empathize with that. Maybe you have a story as well that's similar. And maybe you've got some ways that you deal with family that could be helpful for Beth. So thank you for watching the episode. Thank you, Beth, for the question. As I said, I think it's one that we can all relate to. And thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. And if you're really liking the feel, please submit your question. Please ask me a question, either on any of the places that you see this, or you can direct message me at julia@reconfident.com.au for the moment. I look forward to seeing your questions, because I'd rather work, lots of elements of confidence. It's very layered, and I could talk about the things that, I've learnt directly along the way, but I really prefer to be answering your questions directly so I can be of more direct support. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in episode 3.